11 Rules for Idiots Who Bought a Haunted House. So you think you've bought the perfect house, huh? A place with character, with charm, with the kind of character you only get from years of history, or maybe years of death. Sure, the price was too good to be true. It was a steal. Who cares if the previous owners suddenly packed up in the middle of the night and left without a trace? That old farmhouse? It's charming, right? Well, buckle up. You've made a mistake. A big one. And now, you've got a house that doesn't care about you or your plans. It has its own agenda, one written in the bones of its walls and floors, and you've just become part of it. The house is haunted, my friend, and you? You're stuck with it. So, here are 11 rules you'd better follow, if you don't want to end up like the last owners. 1. Don't ignore the sounds. You hear things, right? Footsteps when no one's around. Scratching on the walls at night. Whispers in the attic. Sure, your first instinct might be to write it off as creaky old house stuff. That's a mistake. The sounds aren't from the house settling. They're from something else. Something that isn't happy you're there. The scratching? That's not rats. It's something trying to get in. 2. Never, ever go to the basement alone. I don't care if it's flooded with water, covered in dust, or full of old junk. Never go into the basement by yourself. You won't be alone down there, even if you think you are. People have disappeared in basements before, you know. Sometimes they come back. Sometimes, they don't. 3. If you find a locked door, leave it locked. It doesn't matter how much you want to open it, or what's behind it. If you find a locked door, just walk away. You don't need to know what's behind it, trust me. People who opened those doors, they didn't come back the same. Some didn't come back at all. 4. The mirrors are not your friend. When you look in the mirror, do you sometimes see something else staring back at you? Something that doesn't belong? You think you're seeing things? You're not. Those mirrors, they're portals. Don't look too long, and certainly don't try to step through. You won't like what you find on the other side. 5. Don't ask questions you don't want answered. It's tempting, isn't it? You feel the urge to ask, who's here, or what do you want, because you think you can handle the truth. You can't. If you ask, you will hear answers you won't be able to unhear. And once you know, it'll be too late to wish you didn't. 6. If it starts to get cold, it's already too late. I'm not talking about a little draft or the air conditioning kicking on. I mean a sudden, sharp cold that bites into your skin, makes your breath fog up in the middle of July. When that happens, don't stick around to find out why. Whatever's causing that chill is closer than you think, and it's not interested in making friends. 7. The lights are not going to help you. You've probably already figured out that the lights flicker. Sometimes they go out completely. You flip the switch, and they come back on, but not how they were before. They always flicker, or they're a little too dim. The house doesn't like you to see what's lurking in the shadows. And when the lights go out completely, that's when it's safest to just stay still and wait for it to pass. If you move, you might give away your position. 8. Don't try to clean up what you find. You'll come across old furniture, maybe some scattered belongings, or worse, stains you can't explain. People have tried to clean up before. They've thrown out the old photos, scrubbed the stains, and thrown away the weird objects they find tucked away in closets. You'll only make things worse. The house doesn't want to be cleaned, and neither do the spirits tied to it. So leave things where you find them, at least until you understand more. If you even get that far. 9. Be cautious with gifts the house gives you. It'll start small. A strange note left on the kitchen table. A random object on the stairway. A new picture in a frame that wasn't there the day before. The house gives you gifts, but don't take them. They're not gifts. They're tokens of ownership, and the price is more than you can afford. 10. If you find a strange object, burn it. This is critical. Whatever the house gives you, whatever strange thing you find, whether it's an old book, a creepy doll, or a piece of jewelry, do not keep it. Destroy it. If you don't, it will remain. It will stay with you. And if you wait too long, that thing will come to collect its debt. 11. If you leave, don't ever come back. And here's the biggest rule: if you get out of the house, if you manage to get away, never set foot back inside. You think you can just go back for your things, or sell it? You can't. Once you're marked, once the house has you in its sights, it doesn't let go. And once you cross that threshold again, you'll wish you hadn't. Those who return, they don't make it out again.